Good morning. Today I'm finally building the woodshed that I've needed for a couple years now. Let's get right into it. Good morning. Guess who? I finally fixed my audio equipment, by the way. Let me show you. That was loud and horrible, so you know that it came from here, and now I have your attention, so win-win. I think today we're gonna get, actually hold that thought for 1 second. Oh, that's so hot. What am I thinking? And speaking of how hot it is, the long, beautiful May and early June that we had is well and truly over because it is about 80 degrees right now. And if I had to boil down my relationship with the heat into a single word, I think it would probably be... Yeah, that's probably about right. Ooh, but if there's a boulder that needs to be rolled up a hill, I will be the one to do it. And today's boulder is all this, because for the past couple years, I have been straight up tarping it. And I could keep on doing that forever, but it's just kinda, I don't know, I have gravel now, and plants, and siding. I'm better than that. I'm stealing my dad's design for woodshed because it's relatively inexpensive and pretty sturdy construction, and I really don't have much wood to cover up. So that'll be more than enough for what I have and what I'll need for a winter. I've got everything I'm gonna need listed out right here, and I'm not 100% sure that this is all correct, but anything that's wrong with this can be fixed by just factoring in an extra board here and there where I might have made a mistake, which is what I've done. I guess it's time to move on to my favorite part of the week, spending more money to make the video than the video will actually give back. Getting that net zero, we love to see it. I just spent like $250 more than I wanted to. My day is ruined. For those of you wondering, this truck is not mine. My dad just got back to Alaska, so I used it for an afternoon so that I wouldn't have to do this again, and I'm gonna take full advantage of it as long as he's here. It's much more convenient, so I got my horrifically overpriced lumber loaded up, got home and unloaded again, and I marked that off as the one thing I needed to do today. It's 85 degrees every day, it has been for like a week, and that's all I can really force myself to do on a day like that. Really the only thing you can do is stay up deep into the night to wait out the heat, which is exactly what I did. So it's about 4:30 in the morning right now. It is a really lovely 47 degrees or so, and I've been up all through the night waiting for it to get light enough for me to get to work. There's a dog over there being really loud for no reason. I don't know what he's barking at. But getting to work right now is going to solve a couple of problems. For one, it's going to rise about 35 degrees in the next 8 hours, so I need to avoid that. And secondly, it will fix my sleep schedule. Hopefully fix my sleep schedule. I have no idea. I'm just going to try and stay up and get as much done and hopefully get that changed. So I've got all my lumber, and the question needs to be asked, what exactly do I do first? I think a good place to start is probably to... In retrospect, I don't think I needed to tear everything apart. I probably could have just moved a couple of the things around and it would have been mostly fine to work around, but it's good to have the whole space cleared out, as it's going to make raking and pulling stumps and digging holes a lot easier, even if I do have to go through the ordeal of restacking everything once I'm done.
After getting everything raked and cleared out, I went and grabbed my tin so that I could get a rough layout of where I want all of my posts to be. It's not very glamorous, it's probably better ways to have done it, but at least this way I can figure out where I want to sink that first post and then build everything off of that. So I got to bed yesterday when I got everything cleared, and I finally did fix my sleep schedule, so I'm up for a good chunk of today to get stuff done. I got started on digging the first hole yesterday, which is an absolute hassle because the whole ground is just stone, basically. But it's morning again now, and I can get to work on that. Hopefully, have the holes done in an hour or two, get the post sunk, and hopefully get most of the rest finished by the end of today. So let's get to it. Even waking up really early in the morning to get ahead of the heat of the day and not having too many mosquitoes around yet, it's still a gigantic hassle to dig these holes because it's all just stones all the way down. The second hole I dug was actually all silt, which was a really lovely surprise, but the others weren't nearly as forgiving. For this build, I'm going with a footprint of about 10 by 12, which upon lining everything out and seeing how big that was, I probably should have done 10 by 9 or something like that. I didn't need nearly as much room as I ended up having, but you know, more the merrier. Having all that empty space is just going to give me more incentive to fill it up and have more firewood for the winter, which is always a good thing. So honestly, a win-win, even if it did cost me $630. By putting in this backboard here, I'm adding a lot of different structural things. For one, it's just an extra support for the end beams, and secondly, if you cut some 1x4s to the right size and put them in at the right spots, they can act as sort of the bracers and anchor points for the beams going across, which is really smart, and I just think it's a brilliant little piece of engineering. It was incredibly easy to put together and really works like a charm. That evening, Ian stopped by to give me a hand, and we got all of the rest of the roof construction finished. As far as the actual framing goes, we cut off the top post with the chainsaw, got all the crossbeams screwed on top, and that was basically all that needed to be done other than the tin, which I got to myself the next morning, because I've done quite enough filming and bad lighting in this video, and I really don't want to do any more. So I just threw these up, lined them up as best as I could, and got them all screwed down, which was no hassle at all. It's honestly kind of incredible how easy it is to do roofing stuff when you only have to do it once and make sure it's done right. Who knew? With that done, I did some final aesthetic touches because you guys know I can't do anything without covering it in gravel. So I used the last bit of what I had lying around to clean up the front a bit and make it look a bit more finished. And that was about everything that actually needed to be done. So I got to work on throwing the wood back over and restacking everything to call it a day.
I am so happy with this project. It really locks in this whole side and makes it look all finished. Been loving it from like this angle because then you can really see everything. Just, that looks like a home. That's amazing. I'm so sorry I've been kind of minimally involved in this video. The video I was gonna make before this kind of fell through like halfway through filming, and then I had to do this, and it's just been weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's been 85 degrees every day, and it's been pretty miserable to be doing anything outside. And it's not much better inside either because I obviously have no AC or any way to cool myself off. So it's been a pretty brutal process to make this, but it was worth it. I'm very, very glad to have this. It's gonna serve me really, really well in the coming years. And it's something that needed to be done eventually, and I'm glad that I got it done now. I'll try to be back very soon. Sorry this is a shorter video, and sorry that I haven't posted in a couple weeks. I'll get right back into it. I've got a lot of ideas, and that's gonna be about it. I've been Mick, toil for your food. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.